Hey all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing good. So let me give you a brief intro. I started this integration playlist about 10 days back and this is the fifth video. Let me tell you what all we have covered till now. Scripted REST API get method, post method and basic auth and OAuth, path parameters and query parameters, intermediate level requirement. All of this is covered including both the positive and negative testing, testing via REST API Explorer and testing via Postman, and also I have covered different requirements from client, like they might want that some of the fields should be mandatory when and then only user should be allowed to insert or create a record. That is covered in the post one. It can be he wants to validate the input that the user is providing. Certain values should not be provided in the field and certain values should be provided. That is input validation. That is covered. Error handling is done if the input is not correct, or if the change request number or incident number that the user has provided does not exist in the system, or the caller ID for the incident, let's say that he has provided the sys ID because caller ID is a reference field, is not correct, then for that he needs to give error. So all of this thing along with the PDF of all the you know theoretical knowledge and the scripting and everything is provided. The links of everything is in the comment section and also in the description section, and you can check out the LinkedIn post and everything. So without any further ado, let's begin. So today the client requirement that I'm going to cover is that he wants that the user should be able to update existing change request, use update the fields like CMDB CI, which is configuration item, risk, short description. So these three fields he should be able to update, and obviously I will be covering input validation, that the CMDB CI value that he gives should exist in the system. Risk should be low, moderate, or high. Whatever values are provided in the system, it should be that only. If he gives incorrect, it should throw error, and obviously all this part will be covered. So without any further ado, let's begin. Hmm. and and I will be using the same API definition that I have created so far. So please excuse that its name is incident. You can just let it be, but I will also be using it for change request. So the name will be like update change, and same I will give in the path. And for the path parameter I will be giving this number, change request number. And path parameter, this is like it makes the value mandatory, and it allows user to give input via URL, and it is always mandatory. That's covered in the third video. You can check that out, and also in the fourth video. Check that out, day 4 and day 3. Okay, so I'm going to use functions and everything. So we are going to make a neat and clean code today. I hope so. Yeah. So first of all, I will be fetching path params. Okay. And next, I will be fetching CI from the request body. Um, Next, I will be fetching risk again from the request body. Let me add toString everywhere just to avoid any sort of mishap later on. Okay, and I will also be fetching short description. Okay, now first I will check if the if the change number that the user has provided is correct or not. So I will call this function if change exists, and I will pass path forums dot number. Okay, so if the change exists, that's fine. But if the change doesn't exist, what we will do? We will set response. We will set error codes. Okay. And since the function will end here, I'm using return. Next, I will be checking if the CMDB value provided is correct or not. So if it is correct, that's fine. But if it is not correct, again I will be setting error. Hmm. Next is risk. So first of all, we will check. Okay, let's add one more thing here. If CI exists not equal to this, then only you have to enter here. Okay. If CI value is not provided, we are going to completely skip that. CI value is provided, then only. Same thing we will do here also. That risk is not empty, then you need to check. Uh, mm, Let me just go to the change request and see what are the backend value of risk field. I just open any existing change request. Mm. So the values that we have is 2, 3, 4. So these can only be the values. Okay. Hmm. So if these are the values, that's fine. But if these are not the values, we need to set error, right? We are returning. Next, now we have validated all these. Okay, we also need to validate if change exists. Okay, we have validated. And SD we don't need to validate, I mean short description, because it can have any value. Okay, now let's create these functions. First is change exists. For that, I have already passed the number. Okay, so if it exists, we are returning true, or else we will be returning false. Next is function check CI. So we will be checking for CI value here. Okay, let me see. It is okay. Let's just don't it as hold on, open it. Okay. Okay. So it is a reference field. So we will be passing this ID. Okay. Okay. Now risk is already handled here. All these are handled. Then what we will do? We will set it the values. Means everything is correct. Then we will be setting the values. For that, we will pass number. Okay. Let me just pass to string here also. Okay. Then we will pass all the values CI risk and SD. And since we need to set response, I will be passing response also from here. This one. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Now we have number. What was the sequence again? Number CI risk SD response. Same thing. I will write it here. CI risk SD response. Okay. Again, I will be glide record. Again, we will be gliding in the change request table. Okay. gr dot add query will be this number. Okay. Number is a mandatory field, so we don't need to check if number is provided or not. We will just go ahead with giving this filter. Okay. A number exists definitely, so we are just doing this. Okay. So now, if these values are provided, then we will be updating CI risk SD. These three fields of the we will be updating. So CI risk SD are not made mandatory, so they may exist, they may not exist. So what we will do? We will put it like this: gr.ci is equals to CI if it exists. If risk exists, then we will be doing gr.risk is equals to risk. Same if SD is provided, then only we need to update it. Gr.short description is equals to SD. Now all these things are updated, then we will do gr.update. Next we need to set the response. So creating a JSON. So in the JSON we will pass answer.number first of all, and that will be gr.number. Answer.state, let's also pass a state. And since the state is having disparity in the front end value and back end value, so I will be using display value. Okay, and answer dot, because the risk and all we have set, so for that also those things also I will be displaying. Answer dot, what else was there? Short description. It is just a string field, so we don't really need to do anything. And answer dot cmdbci, because that also we are passing. Again, for it we will get display value because it's having variation. Okay, so I'll let it be, and all these things we'll be getting. Yeah, I guess we should be good. If there has not been any typo, let's just save it and check. now send it. Now I'm giving incorrect number, so check if change number is correct. Now I am giving an out of range risk value, which should give me an error related to risk. Change number, okay, change number I need to correct first. So just checking that first. Okay, yeah, risk value should be 2, 3 or 4. So this is done. Now let's check with let's check with Postman first. Okay, so okay, we already have a put data. First of all, okay, for the auth, there's already video out there. Day two video is covering, so you can check that. Client ID, client secret, grant type, username, password, everything is already passed. So I will be just copying the access token. I will go to put, and I will be copying the URL from here. Okay, copying the URL from here. Okay, let's put one. Yeah, and we have to set the body. We have to set, yeah, we have to set JSON. Okay, uh, let's pass same things like, yeah, all this is correct. Risk we will change. Let me just delete these two, and let me just change the line. Okay, we should be good. Okay, yeah, this should be correct. This should be correct. Use an auto. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't pass the bureau token that I copied. Yeah, this one is sent. Correct, and let's pass this. Okay, it's actually a correct change number. Let's just pass this. Yeah. So that is it. I hope you understood everything. You can check out the PDF of all this script in the pinned comments for my LinkedIn post. And please like, share, and subscribe if you found anything useful from here, and if it is helping you in any way. I will be really glad. And just thank you so much. Bye bye.